West Coast is DJ Head. I am joined today by, I would like to say, a spirit animal for most women, from what I could tell on her social media. Her name is India Shawn, and she's from right here in Southern California. Greetings and salutations, female Earth human.
Hello. Thank you for having me and being so patient with me today.
Oh yeah, you've been having connection issues. You know what I'm saying? I feel like your internet might be a reflection of your personal life.
I feel like it's a reflection. Wow, that was okay. You know, we're in Mercury retrograde right now. I don't know if you're into astrology, but there's a lot of crazy things happening right now. And I'm just going with the flow, trying to adjust on every end. So it's all good. We're here now.
Let's start with your introduction, obviously, because I just recently got introduced to you.
Okay.
And I know you've been putting out music for years, but I recently just came across you, and there's a couple people who I know who are fans of yours. Like they're women, of course, because you know that it is what it is. But like I guess I want to know like how long you've been doing music, because you seem very comfortable doing it.
Yeah. Since I was 15 years old. That's how long I've been professionally doing it. But I've been singing literally all my life. But yeah, I was the industry's little sister, and now I'm,
The industry's little sister. Why is that?
Well, I moved to ATL like in high school, and I was like that girl who just had a cool voice, and so all the up and coming writers and producers would like call me over to demo all their music. So a lot of these guys, Rock City, and I did a publishing deal with Polo to Don, and a lot of the guys coming out of ATL had me like demoing this stuff. And
okay,
I was the baby though, I was like 15, 16 years old in the studio. So
do you feel like, because I have this debate a lot, and I don't know if you get into it, but do you feel like R&B is quote unquote dead? Right? Traditional R&B, as far as like, as an R&B artist, I know this is a weird question, but I'm just asking for you because you are an R&B artist and not just, radio personality speaking out from the ass of his mouth. But what is your thoughts on that? Because have you heard that conversation?
I have, and it's interesting, but I think what people are talking about is a certain genre, a certain time period of R&B, like early 90s, or just 90s and maybe early 2000s is what they're missing. But I think there's so many incredible R&B artists still actually making that type of R&B too. I think there's anything that you need and want. If you look for it, it's there. Like go to Spotify, go to Apple. There is literally everything that you could ever need or want.
Well, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Is it at the forefront? Is like the sound of early 90s R&B at the forefront? No, it's not. And that's okay. Like everything is always changing, and music has been evolving from the beginning of time. So yeah, if you want to listen to that, go pull that up.
but okay, let me ask you this. Do you think that R&B gets its just due when it comes to being accredited? Because like if you notice like at this point, right where we are, even award shows, right, which is a terrible metric and a terrible, like, I guess, litmus test, because award shows are trash. But when you look at award shows, they have subgenre categories for hip hop. And then R&B is kind of like a stepchild of whatever the byproduct of that is. So it'd be like best hip hop album of the year. And then they'd be like best melodic hip hop performance. And then they have all of these different categories. And then R&B is just like one category. It'll be her, India Shawn, and Adele all in the same category.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff as much. But yeah, maybe not. Maybe we don't get. But at the same time, I feel like just being in it, I think that R&B influences everything that's happening right now. Like you look at the Ariana Grandes, you look at like all of these pop artists, they've all kind of gone R&B, even the rap realm. Like everybody's singing,
Yeah.
So
even people that have no business singing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very present whether or not it gets its just due.
So I was on Tidal, and I was looking at your shit, and it said artist, songwriter, performer. But which do you enjoy the most out of those three categories?
Well, that's weird because I feel like artist is like the overarching like umbrella, right? For the others. I don't
Well, I
know.
mean,
But
what I mean by that is being a songwriter for either other people,
oh, got
being a
you, got you.
performer on like performing on stage, or being an artist in the studios is kind of how I'm thinking about it.
Oh, okay. I see. I'm gonna have to say being on stage.
Performing.
Being on stage. That's when it all like kind of connects. That's when it all comes together. Like the songwriting component and like and then the studio stuff, like realizing like, wow, I had this experience and then I wrote about it and then I went to the studio and I made a song about it. And now I'm in front of, you know, people and I'm sharing this song and it's connecting in such a powerful way. And they're singing it back to me. Like they somehow also know the words. You know, I think that's the most powerful part.
When you performing, is it about you, or is it about like, because I've heard people, like some of my friends, they tell me they go another place in their mind when they on stage. And the kind of music you make, I could easily see you, you know, transcending dimensions, I guess. I guess you could say.
I can see you transcending dimensions. That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, when it feels right and like when the sound is right, like, you know, and there's good energy in the room, definitely have those experiences. But I'm also in my head a lot, and like I'm a bit of an overthinker and a crowd pleaser. So it's about the audience.
Okay, let's start with Not Too Deep. Okay. Not Too Deep with Black. Now, when you first were you a Black fan when he first came out?
First of all, I was a friend and still am a friend. So
I'm talking about when he was rapping. Were you a fan of the rap?
Wait, like back?
Yes.
I guess as far back as I know him, yeah. I've always been a fan of everything he's done.
Okay, because you on your song, you have Black rapping. It's like I mean, there's some melody, but I would define it as a rap verse.
Yeah.
And so I don't see Black doing a lot of rap features. First of all, I don't see Black doing a lot of features like that, to be honest with you. But
what? He's the feature man of the year.
I'm talking about rap features.
Got you. Okay.
Like you'll get a Black melodic feature, but like him rapping, I felt like this is a rap verse. I don't know, you know, whatever. But
yeah. Well, do you know his history? He used to be a battle rapper.
I know. That's why I asked if you were a fan back then. Yeah. When he was doing the rap shit, because I know he made the pivot, but I know it's still in there. And people who usually make pivots like T-Pain, the reason I thought about this is because I had this conversation with T-Pain before. And T-Pain was a rapper, like everybody pretty much. And it was like he started doing the singing thing. So, but deep down inside, those people tend to still want to unleash that beast a little bit and let their creative, you know, out or whatever. But I just wanted to ask you about that because you have a rap verse on the song. And so I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, he's just one of those people that can do absolutely anything. He's also part of this collective from ATL called Spillage Village. Shout out to my fam, and they just put out a new project, and I believe he's rapping on that too. So yeah, I mean, he's just a lyricist, you know. So whether it comes out in the form of melody or rap, like he's giving you bar after bar every time. Shout out to Black.
Do you have a hidden rapper inside of you, India Shawn?
I don't think I'm rhythmically challenged on that end. But it's funny because when I was little, one of the first songs I ever wrote was a rap song. Was a rap. And then on my first album, Origin, I have a song called All I Have, and like the second verse is a little rap verse. So I was proud of that. But
everybody proud of they ugly babies too, so it's all good. Now, you know what? That's interesting. Do you believe that there's a such thing as an ugly baby? Because I do. I have a homegirl who consistently posts her son, and I don't know why she's posting him. You know what I'm saying? I understand.
Let me ask you: Does he look like her?
I mean, he definitely took after his dad. His dad is hideous.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, his dad is hideous. You know
I won't use the word ugly, but you know, babies can be a little funny looking before they lose. I'm not gonna use the word ugly.
Okay, so that's fair. I get it. You have a fan base. All right. All right. The other song I wanted to ask you about, the older song is called Deep Love.
Yeah.
Now, when I listened to that song, what I heard was you wanted to be with somebody and they won't let you. Is that the sentiment of the song? Or not necessarily be with them, but somebody who's running away from love or running away from the ideology of intimacy, right? Is that the gist of it?
Yeah. I'm trying to go back to the lyrics in my head because that is an older one. But yeah, I mean, it was exactly about that. It was about my ex-boyfriend who
exactly where I was going. I'm glad you said that because I was walking you into it anyway. Who the fuck was that song about? That was some pain in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was in a place. But I was reminiscing on the better days and like us living together and et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, that inspired them.
Do you have to? I just saw the homie. Shout out to my homie Reason. He was just talking about this, and he was saying that whenever from now on, he now consults people whom he uses for source material in his songs, because when the song would come out, it'd be like, oh shit, you wrote about my life or you wrote about our relationship and you didn't consult me or get my trip sip signed for this. Doing that's why I brought up the older song, because have you taken anything from that experience and writing about an ex to current now? Or do you not give a fuck? It's just like my life is all content. That's how I feel.
Oh no, it's my life. These are my experiences. I am not gonna get anybody's like, no. I'm not even gonna tell you. I'm good for like sending the song immediately after I write it though. Like niggas gonna know. This is about you. Yeah, they know. I always say I'd be so excited. And like most of the men that I have dealt with are creatives, so they have an appreciation for it outside of the story. Yeah.
When you drop the new record, Bitch Ass Nigga, do he know it's about him?
Yeah, likely.
Okay. Another song.
Bitch ass nigga.
Well, I know sometimes it go. Okay, let me ask you this: Are you the person who wants to amicably split in a situationship or an entanglement, or are you someone who needs the real closure and it needs to be, all right, don't fucking call me, like I don't want to see you, and you get rid of all the belongings that's in the house that reminds you of them?
I don't get rid of stuff, but we talked about me being in Aries, right? So
yes, okay. Aries women are the worst.
Okay, so the past me, my lower self would have to just burn shit down. Like everyone had to die because I don't need any peace. I don't need any hope. Like I need to know that this is over forever. I've burned all bridges and there's no coming back from it. I've destroyed it in totality. That was the younger me, right? Now I'm in a place where I don't even want it to linger on long enough for there to be any kind of chaos. If I recognize this isn't gonna work or this isn't for me, there's like a ton of red flags or whatever, like I'm uncomfortable, I'm just gonna like peacefully walk away. That's from years of meditation and prayer, grandmother's prayers. I have finally ascended beyond.
You've done a lot of work on yourself, is what you're saying.
Yes, a lot of self-work.
Okay, that's fair. That's interesting. you take a lot of prayer, but okay, another one, Cali Love. Now this one's interesting to me because I feel like this, and I'm not an R&B head at all. Like I don't listen to R&B like that. I don't like it. It's not really my favorite genre of music.
Okay, and you know what? Bye.
I'm telling you the truth. I don't, because I'm emotionally. What do women say? I'm emotionally unavailable. So because I have a difficulty dealing with.
You need to do some self-work.
I'm doing the work right now. I told you I'm reading the book. I do audiobooks, but I got The Way of the Superior Man, and that's really taking me to another place to deal with how I deal with women and emotion and how I'm synthesizing how I feel and shit. So that's why Cali Love spoke to me, because I feel like a lot of people come to LA with the expectation of everything but love.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that's what kind of the sentiment that I got from that song. Whereas everybody's like, oh, I'm leaving, I'm going to be with my spouse. I'm going for a job opportunity. I'm going to make it in the entertainment industry. But the
Yeah.
spin on it that you put, I thought was interesting, is everything with the exception of love, or finding everything here but love, so to speak.
Yeah.
Did I get that right too?
Yeah, perfectly. Like, yeah, because I love this place, and I can't imagine really living anywhere else. I mean, maybe Chicago in the summertime, but yeah, I mean, LA has everything for me. Cali has everything for me, but it's a place where people come to chase their dreams, right? And I think everybody is so self-focused and like in the rat race of it all that like nobody really makes time for real relationships.
Do you think real relationships are a thing of the past, or do you still believe in the traditional sense of a one-on-one monogamous relationship? I have a friend that engages in polyamory. I have a friend that is in a full-out situationship with multiple people. I have, what do you think?
Yeah. As much as I would like to hope or believe that real relationships or monogamous relationships are going to be a lasting thing, it's kind of hard to see in the age of social media. You know, people just, it's men, I mean, I'll say people have too many options. And I don't know the psychology of it, but just on the surface of it, from what I can see, it's going to be difficult, I think, to keep monogamy, going. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. I'm. You want to be honest? I think I'm one of them few people who probably have a couple of wives.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
that's
not.
most of the dream, right?
Yes, but I'm not saying it for demon time reasons. I'm saying it from a perspective of, to be perfectly honest, I like I like being solo a lot. So it might be a new Tyler Perry movie that come out, and I don't want to go see that shit. So it'd be like, y'all go see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or it could be like whatever is going on. Like, hey, babe, look, women be wanting to show you everything in their life, whether it's talking about they new, like which I'm just put this out there for ladies that are fans of India Shawn and ladies that might be watching this. We don't give a fuck what color you get your nails. We just don't care. Okay. We just don't. So those types of things, I feel like they could bounce off each other within the home, and they could bounce off each other within the home, and I don't have to deal with that shit. But outside of that, like I firmly believe in taking care of house and home. I firmly believe in being a provider, and I'm willing to do that in a sense that I feel like I might be able to maintain a home with two women. My mom doesn't like this idea at all when she found out about it, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there are a lot of benefits to having a tribal type of home.
So are you open to the idea of, like, let's say you fall in love with a man, and are you open to that idea as well?
I myself have been involved in an entanglement or two, and I thought in those situations that I could be open to it. Ironically, I just went on a date last week with a polyamorous man. And I realized like that date, it really challenged my thinking, because it's like, here's a man who's being open about it. He's not cheating. He's like, his girl knows that he's on this date with me. I'm just intrigued. So I'm just like, I have questions,
Yeah.
But like in that moment, my free spiritedness, my open-mindedness was really challenged, because I was like, at the end of the day, whether or not it's a fantasy, I still want to be the center of someone's universe. I want it to be about me and that person. I don't want to have to think about how Sarah feels. You know what I mean? Like, I
But
just don't.
okay, that's fair. All right. I like that. I'm glad that you honest. Most people be like, what? No, never. I'm like, bro, shut up. Like anyway. Um, I saw you being vocal about the Breonna Taylor situation and everything going on in this country right now. Were you out there partaking in protests and stuff like that? Obviously with a mask on, but were you a part of that?
I did go to one protest, but I feel like I was protesting in my own way by just cultivating peace in my own life. I feel like the fight for peace is like, it can just get, I don't know, it can get so crazy. And I just feel like if that's what you're looking for, then just create peace. Create peace for your neighbors, create peace for your community, create peace for yourself. So that's what I was focused on.
Are you going to partake in the voting process? I saw you post something. I'm going to read it to you. It says fake ballot boxes, power outages, voter intimidation, felony disenfranchisement, what's this, disinformation, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Yeah.
how you feel about the current state of our political climate?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like, I have so many friends that, they are on some conspiracy theorist shit and just whatever, et cetera, et cetera. And they feel like their vote, they don't really have a vote. It's all fake, like blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, why would they go to these measures? Why would it be this deep for, I mean, if it didn't matter, if your vote didn't count, if it didn't matter at all. I just would rather vote than not vote,
Right.
So yes, I think after this call, I'm gonna go vote early.
Okay. I just, what stood out to me about that is because I have a very specific issue with people. Not if you choose not to partake in the voting process and you don't give a fuck, like, I just talked to one of the homies and he's in the streets and he's a rapper, but he's like, honestly, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Fuck both of them and whatever, right? And I'm like, okay, that's a fair, nobody's allowed to tell you what your experience is when it comes to living in this country. I have a very specific issue with people who complain but do nothing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So that's
Exactly.
what I felt like when I saw that on your page. I'm like, exactly. That's exactly how I feel.
And people act like we're gonna go into the polling place and it's gonna just say, Trump or Biden, and that's it. There's so many other things that we're voting for,
Yeah.
and beyond, presidency, obviously. So, like, yeah, just go effing vote, please, everybody.
Go vote, please. Now you've been dropping music consistently. I feel like I guess you could say through one of the worst years. Like, this is crazy time. Was that a conscious effort? Were you reluctant to drop music in 2020? Oh, especially over the last 8 months, or just say the whole fucking year. But
Yeah.
were you reluctant to drop music because you can't get out there and perform? You can't really interact with fans?
I wasn't reluctant, but I mean, I was actually very much so urged to drop it because everybody, especially like at the height of everything when everybody was at home, because it was like everybody's watching and listening. They don't have nothing else to do. Put out content, put out music, right? The only thing about it is that, yeah, I can't tour this music. I can't, go from city to city and see that my fan base is growing, or I'm not able to grow my fan base in that way right now. So that part of it sucks, but I do feel like I've just been able to plant seeds. Like, I needed to put music out and start, a buzz. Hopefully before, next year. I'm hoping next year is, um, everything's gonna open back up and be safe for us to perform. But yeah, I just consider it as seeds planted.
So basically, this music is in anticipation for, like, okay, 2021 India Shawn time. Go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to go ahead and drop an album at the top of the year. I think it's long overdue. I've been sitting on music and it just doesn't make any sense to hold on to it. I mean, everything is uncertain, and I'm not going to wait until things go back to normal because they may never. So,
Facts.
yeah, anticipate an album.
Okay, album top of the year. You heard that. You have a date?
No.
No, you don't want to commit. You have commitment issues. Go ahead and make a commitment to the people right now. You're an Aries woman. I know you have commitment issues, but just, you know.
I do not. We do not. We do not.
Okay. Last thing, your relationship with Anderson .Paak. I feel like Anderson is one of those guys who really gets lost in the sauce of the industry. Like, if you know, you know. Like, as far as him being musically ingenious, I guess you could say. If you know, you know. But then, like, when it comes to like the mainstream, random insert 21-year-old Lil Pump fan here, they don't know what the fuck you talking about, right? When it comes to Anderson .Paak, but musicians and artists and songwriters in the industry, I feel like he's definitely up on that mountain of greats. Is that a personal relationship? Is that a business relationship that you have with Anderson? Because you said you were friends with Black as well, but
yeah, it's both. So I toured with Anderson last year. It started, I got a call to do Coachella with him, and I'm like, sure, I'll deadline Coachella with Anderson .Paak.
Yeah,
and then
I ain't got shit else to do on Saturday.
Right. And then I just ended up touring with him all year, and I was like, let me just take this as, I had done my deal with Epic, but I was like, let me just learn, let me learn some showmanship and just like really see the amount of work that goes into this on this level, And so, of course, we became friends, and yeah, he did that solid for me on that record.
I mean, you also did Tiny Desk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a bar. They don't let everybody in there because that's white people shit, and it. Let's just keep it a buck. Don't act like don't be like, oh yeah, it was Wednesday. No, that's not like, a lot of people don't ever get to do that. You know what I'm saying? One of my homies who just got to do it, I don't know if it's out yet, but he just got to do it, and that was a big goal, a dream of his. Is that like the stuff that you're starting to do, I guess, within the industry? Does that stuff trip you out? The people that you're around, the rooms you're in, the opportunities you're getting, the looks you get?
Most definitely, without a doubt. I mean, that situation in particular, and that's why, not only because I'm wearing red, but like I look like the fucking Kool-Aid man. Like I was just like smiling the entire time.
You did.
I was just beaming.
Well, I would still say you look like a red vine, but it's because you got a nice physique. It wouldn't. I would say Kool-Aid, man, because you're not disproportioned. I'm right. Pleasantly plump. I would say like a red vine, little Twizzler situation.
You're dumb. Okay. But it was crazy because I was touring with the Free Nationals, Anderson's band. They asked me because they have an album of features. So I'm singing all their joints on tour. And they're like, oh, by the way, we're doing Tiny Desk on such and such day. So it was like a shock for me. And I was just supposed to do one song. And then I'm like, can you do 3 songs with us? And then I was trying to sit in the corner and just like do the background thing, and the guy like puts me front and effing center, like right there, like, you're gonna stand up. I said, can I please sit down? I saw Snow like sit down on her. And they said, no, you need to stand up. So it was like God was just like, just shine, bitch, just
double up on the deodorant that day, huh? You know what I'm saying? A couple of extra swipes in it all. He's like, I gotta woo.
I don't sweat like that, but no, yeah, I was definitely beaming with joy. That was a highlight.
Do you ever get nervous when, like, do you still get nervous, or
every time?
Every time.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time I go through the motions of like, why did I sign up for this? Like, this is it's like getting on a roller coaster every time. And then you get off and you're like, I want to do it again.
Are you afraid of judgment by, like, let's say peers, let's say like Grammys, like one of my people got nominated and then didn't actually win the Grammy, and it was like one of the most devastating experiences for that person. Mm-hmm. Do you have a fear of that type of shit?
I don't think I have a fear, but I certainly am still in the mode of caring. And I think that that's the part of my self-work and daily work, is to like just create self-worth from within, and not really seek validation from peers and from associations like that, because you're just always going to be searching for that, and when you don't get it, it's going to be crushing. And I just, yeah.
Okay, I know I said last thing with the Anderson, but your thoughts on the current climate for women right now, because I feel like it's a big talking point where you have, like, I felt like I felt like Cardi and Meg Thee Stallion took a big bullet when it came to when they put out WAP, when men have been atrociously disrespectful in their music systemically for the last however the fuck long hip hop been alive. and
Right.
and then when women come out, it's like I was trying to explain this to somebody who was offended, and they were like, well, our kids are listening to this wet ass pussy song. I said, bro, you know what I listen to? I listened to a white man from Detroit tell me that he was gonna kill his wife, his mother. You know what I'm saying? He literally has a song saying, bitch, I will kill you. You don't want to fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, then he put he got a fan in the trunk, drove him off a bridge, and like all kind of fucked up shit. And people are like ridiculing women for their lyrics now. When you got the City Girls and you got Meg Thee Stallion, you got Cardi B. Do you feel any kind of way about that? Because I feel like R&B can be just as expressive.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there obviously like is a double standard. And you know, though that's not my message of
Yeah.
WAP, I commend their boldness of just like doing what they want to do. Um, I don't know. I don't know that I have anything else to say on that.
No, it's all good. It's all
on
good.
that subject.
Okay, so we got an album confirmed January 13th, you said.
Is that your birthday?
No, my birthday January 12th. I wanted to put it after my birthday so that way you know you don't outshine what I got going on.
Oh. Well, I was trying to make it a birthday gift to you, but yeah, we'll just scrap that day, that week altogether.
Okay, so new India Shawn album, top of the year. You have a title for this album?
That's TBD.
Okay, so you're not gonna give us a date or a title. You sound just like a man in a situationship.
Oh God.
All right, no dates or titles. That's how I live my life. But I appreciate you for spending this time, and you know, hopefully, you know, you're not afraid to revisit this when your album come out. We could have a conversation about your personal life and your zodiac signs being the worst.
I would love to. Thank you so much for having me. You are a hoot. You're a trip.
I'm a hoot. Hey, other people use other adjectives, but I appreciate you.
All right. Well, have a good one. Go vote.